Sports fans, back to another episode of the Cooking Cowboy. Here we are in the kitchen, as always, cooking up a storm. As I say, I love the kitchen. It's my favourite place in the house, as you know. Today I've got an absolute dream of a recipe, one that I think you're all going to love, well, you meat lovers are going to love. It's a slow cooked beef brisket. Oh yeah, slow cooked beef brisket today. On a Sunday morning, get my cook on early, so we got some nice tasty dinner to go at. I'm going to slow cook it for 6 hours. Everybody needs a slow cooker in their kitchen. Such a good tool, guys, to have in your kitchen. I'll tell you why, because it's super easy, super fun, and super tasty food that comes out of a slow cooker. Something about cooking something for kind of 6 hours really infuses those flavors and makes things super tasty. So make sure you got a slow cooker in your kitchen. And now we're going to do slow cooked beef brisket. But before we go into that, big shout out this week to brothers Osbourne on the country music scene. Absolute legends. You may have heard I saw them live a few years ago in Dublin. They were incredible. And I want to shout out to them this week, mainly because TJ, the legend, the lead singer, was the front cover of Time magazine this week, coming out as gay, owning his sexuality, which I absolutely think is admirable, especially in country music. Absolute legend. And yeah, just be true to yourself, TJ, and I'm so glad you've done that. Big support. So love Brothers Osbourne, guys. Download all their albums. They've just released a new one, which is Skeletons, and that is an absolute tune of an album. Bangers all the way through it. So get Brothers Osbourne on the download. And now, let's go and dive into the ingredients for that slow cooked beef brisket. Boosh. Here we are, guys. Diving into the ingredients in front of us right now. It's super simple, this recipe. As you can see, this is all you really need for the slow cook part. Of course, we've got our beef brisket. I've got this from Bell's Farm Shop. So let's take that out and have a look at that. So it's fresh from there. We do everything organic and it's nice and rolled. So a nice little rolled beef brisket there, which is absolutely gorgeous. Nice bit of fat. Again, you're going to want that for slow cooking. We've got some organic mushrooms here. Add some flavour to that lovely slow cook. Give it some depth, some richness. Some celery just chopped, nice and simple. Some carrots. 2 garlics. Cloves, they're going to be crushed. A nice red onion. I've got 250 mils of beef stock, nice and easy. That's lovely, you can see that. And some English mustard. You won't need a lot of that, but just a teaspoon. And finally, I've got a nice Italian red to go in there as well. Some vino rosso. And that's it, that's all you need. And of course you need a pan and you'll need a slow cooker. So we're gonna flour this beef brisket first and we're gonna fry that, just brown it through, and then we're going to put everything into the slow cooker. So, let's go. Boom. Slow cooker, nice and easy. And all you're going to do is chuck everything you need, everything you've chopped already, bum, 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 straight in. Just going to layer that on the bottom. Mushrooms, beautiful, nice and easy. I'm going to chop this now. Chopped, in, done. Nice and easy. See? We got this. We got this together. Right. Now that's it. Now you're going to turn that on to low. Put that in your slow cooker and turn it on low. Grab a pan. I've already got some oil in there. A little bit of oil. Don't need too much. Turn the heat on. All I'm going to do now is dust. I'm going to dust this with some flour, dusted. Grab some black pepper, rub that all over the top as well. Don't matter if it falls in the pan, because it doesn't matter. And we're just going to fry that on all sides. Now, sitting away, turn it off the heat. What we're going to do is add that now to the slow cooker. So add this to your slow cooker now. Sit it on. Beef in, stock in, get that in there. Teaspoon of mustard, put that in, maybe 2, get that in, give that a swirl around as well. Crush your garlics, straight in, big knife, get that in there. And now add your red wine. This is nice strong red wine, this is 14%. We're going to add 500 mils of that. That's what you want. A good glug of red wine. 500 mils all over the top of that, just let that soak in over the top. Ooh, look at that! Give it all a bit of a stir. Make sure that beef is coated in all the juices, all the wine. You've got some mustard still on top. I think that's important. It's looking perfect. Let's chuck that on a slow cook. That's all you got to do. Slow cook, 6 hours on a low heat. Let's get it rocking and a rolling. In there, just like that, on a low heat, 6 hours. Job's a good one. Here we are, guys, 6 hours of slow cook, and it smells incredible. Absolutely amazing. I've got a little roasting tin here. I've got my sweet potatoes on there, so I've been roasting them for about 40 minutes now. I've got the oven set to 180 degrees on the fan. We've got over here some sprouts and some chicory. I'm going to fry that in some butter with a little bit of sugar to caramelize it. They're going to go on the roasting tray as well. So let's pop this down over here. Let's get a good angle. Get a good angle. It's all about the angles. So I'm going to chuck these on here as well. Everything goes in one tray now. All I'm going to do is drizzle that with some olive oil as well. Give that bit of a spruce of olive oil. My brisket, slow cooked brisket. Oof. Take that out. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to pop that on the tray. I'm just going to roast that now. Everything around it. Oh, I'm having a little taste. That tastes incredible. Wow. I'm going to roast that now for 20 minutes. And then it's going to be almost ready. Back in the oven. 20 minutes. We're going to make a nice little gravy out of this. And then we're going to have some fun with some food. Boom! Slow cooked brisket. You know it. There we go. Okay, now, so brisket's in the oven, that's roasting for 20 minutes. All the goodness in this juices to make the gravy is in here. So what we're going to do is ladle it out into my favourite little jug. Now this little jug, if you don't know, you need one of these for your gravy. Because what it does is separates, because the fat basically sits on top of your juices, of your gravy. And so this is just going to separate out the fat from the gravy, and you're going to get a nice flavoursome gravy without all the fat, basically, which is very important when you're doing your gravy. So put that in there like that, so you can see the fat sitting at the top, and then you've got your little bit of that. You're going to pour that out, pour a little bit out, and now that is just pure gravy. I'm going to put that in here. Gravy in the pan, turn the heat on. The key to this gravy is to just make it nice and thick, make it nice and quickly. So you've got the red wine, you've got the juices from the beef, everything coming together in there. So turn the heat on, and then we're just going to add a little bit of flour. Turn the heat on, add a little bit of flour. Don't measure it out. I'm a pro. You don't need to measure it out. Yep, that's right. Give it a good stir. You're just going to let that simmer now for 10 minutes or so. be absolutely glorious. Back to the chicory. Here it is. Just going to take a big knife. Check the leaves are okay on the outside. That's important. Don't want any damaged leaves. I'm just going to slice that through the middle. Slice that one through the middle. Perfect as well. Look at that. Now you can do them quarters if you want to. Which, if they're big like these ones, then probably would. It's just something different to have on your plate, isn't it? You know, having colour, adding colour to your plate is really important. So, chicory slice. What we're going to do is I'm just going to dust a little bit of sugar on there. Coconut sugar. This is a natural sugar which I really like. I'm just going to dust those there over the top. Not too much, just a little dusting. And then that just will caramelise when you cook them in the oil. That'll be really nice and caramelised, which is what you kind of want. Grab a little pan, obviously turn the heat on. Grab a little bit of oil. Let that heat up for a minute. It's a minute. If you blink, then you might just miss it. So come on time, carnival ride round the sun until the day is done. Make it a good one. Okay, right. That was Brothers Osbourne. Oh, we're going to fit these all in here now. Chuck them in to the oil. Ideally, sugar side down. Go on, go on. Oh, he's done it. Fry them for a couple of minutes each side. There we are, sizzling away nicely. Just going to give them a flip over. Look at them looking good away. Look at those, beautiful. Nicely caramelised. What you want. Beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Look at that, looking good now. Just dust those with a little bit of pepper as well. So good for you, pepper. Really good for your body. Helps ingest a load of nutrients, all of that. Good, right, here we go. Let's go over to the oven, guys. The magic zone. Dun, da, da, da. Beefy brisket is ready to come out. Looking good. Now, all I'm going to do is take that. Oh, yeah. Pop that on there. Put that back in the oven. 10 minutes or so, just to be finished off. We're going to let the beef rest now. We're going to let that rest. Looking perfect. See, that's what you get. Slow cook, but with a nice crumb on the outside. So I'm going to let that rest for 10 minutes and then we'll be good to go. So here we go, guys. Gravy's looking delish. Plates are ready and set. Chicory is just coming up to a bit of temperature, and now we're going to slice our brisket. It's now rested for about 20 minutes. absolutely beautiful rolled brisket. So this will cook for 6.5 hours, and that is divine. Oh, wow, look at that. Juicy, nice crispy bit on the outside, but juicy in the middle. Perfect. There we have it, guys. This week's slow cooked brisket with sweet potato, some lovely sprouts, and some chicory with a lovely red wine gravy all over the top. Delicious. Check it out.